Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, we're talking Deontay Wilder and his thoughts on his near future. More specifically, his interest in fighting two names, specifically Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou. Before getting into this video, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. It's been said many times before, after the Tyson Fury fights, Deontay Wilder was never the same. Before those fights, Deontay Wilder was one man, and after those fights, it seems like he's a complete different person. There's a couple reasons for that, and that happens a lot in heavier weight classes, specifically, obviously, the heavyweight division. This happens usually early on in guys' career, or let's say in the early stages in the guy or gal's career, or let's say guy's career, because we're talking about heavyweight divisions here. Heavy hitters in general. When you're at such level where you're pretty much knocking out competition before you even see the later rounds of fights, obviously that's a blessing from the first glance. But on the back end of that, you never get tested, obviously. That was definitely the case with Deontay Wilder. He was never really tested truly, with all respect to all the names that he had before Tyson Fury. But that's what happens in boxing. Guys accumulate wins, and when you go and investigate the names, you come to find that those wins came against opponents that are not very well known. A lot of the times, promoters line up their prospect against easy competition, especially in the early stages of that person's career. That was definitely the case with Deontay Wilder. He was completely shocked when somebody truly stood toe-to-toe with him, was able to absorb his shots and gave him shots of his own. Tyson Fury, obviously. After that, it just seemed like Deontay Wilder could not get it through his head that somebody can beat him, which Tyson Fury beat him, and mentally he was never able to get past that. Now, obviously, skills-wise, he was never really tested until Tyson Fury. Now, after Tyson Fury, he's also had losses. The guy's career is just so dramatic what's happened with Deontay Wilder. With all respect to Deontay Wilder, but now, despite the fact that many around him suggest that he should not be fighting anymore, Deontay Wilder still expresses interest in fighting. Not only does he express interest in fighting, he wants to fight either or both Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. I do understand that he still has the power to knock these guys out. But Joshua is a very bad fight because he's a master technician. Francis Ngannou, I would say I'd rather him go against Francis Ngannou before he goes against Anthony Joshua. Just because against Francis Ngannou, I want to say stylistically they're similar. Just one punch artists waiting for one big punch. And I would imagine that these two will stand in front of one another until one of them lands a big punch and ends the show. How smart is it, though? Even taking into consideration that Francis Ngannou does not have all the boxing power. If the guy lands, he can put you away. He can put you down at least. That was definitely evident against Tyson Fury, right? So I don't know if I'm a fan of him going against Anthony Joshua. In all honesty, I think that's a very bad matchup for Deontay Wilder. It could be his fight. Obviously, I cannot predict the future, but from the sounds of it, it's a very, very bad fight for him. Francis Ngannou is probably an somewhat easier fight for him, just because, he doesn't have to deal with the complex set of skills that Joshua brings. But Ngannou has power, right? Deontay Wilder also has power, but I just don't know how to feel about that. I would hate to see the guy take more punishment. That's all. Would I be tuned in if either one of those fights happen? Absolutely. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and like, subscribe.